Let me know if this sounds like you by any chance. You've got massive goals and you've always had massive ambitions for the trajectory of your life. Chances are you're probably also quite talented. You're pretty smart, and people have always told you that you have so much potential, if only you just worked that much harder. And even though, yes, these people can be incredibly annoying, there's probably a part of you deep down that knows that they are right. If only you had a little bit more discipline, a little bit more work ethic, and a little bit more motivation, perhaps you could achieve all these incredible goals that you've set for yourself and fulfill that massive potential only you know you have. But, because there's always a but in these videos, but there is a very big problem. And the problem goes along the lines of something like this. You, on a weekly, monthly, or yearly basis, will get this sudden surge of motivation and inspiration, and you just think to yourself, that's it, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to do it. And thereafter, you set a new goal for yourself, maybe even a few goals. You start putting in the habits that are necessary to achieve those goals, and you probably make some decent progress for a little while. You go to the gym for a week. Maybe you consistently work on your business goals for an entire month. Maybe you even write that hit song that you know is about to explode your career. But inevitably and sadly, after a week, maybe a month, maybe even a few months, it's like all your progress just, it comes crashing down. You lose all of your motivation and suddenly you are back at square one, all over again. Sad as that is, right? Here's the thing. You're definitely not alone. You're far from alone. And you are currently looking at somebody that has been through this same rut or same phase many, many times over. And honestly, if I'm being real with you, I feel as though I've personally wasted years and years of my potential to a lack of discipline and a lack of motivation. Because for years, I've wanted to get in shape, right? For years, I have wanted to work on a business like this. For years, I've wanted to be a multi-million-dollar Playboy superstar who just launched his career into the stratosphere. Yet here I am recording damn videos for you guys. But without a doubt, every single time I tried and tried again, my efforts would come crashing down and I'd be at ground zero all over again. That was, however, until one fateful November night in 2022, when everything changed for me. That night was the night that I finally gave up drinking alcohol forever. I'm not going to get into the specifics in this video because honestly, that is an entirely different video on its own. So if you are perhaps struggling with either a drinking problem or a problem with any bad addiction, this video, I promise you, I put blood, sweat, and tears and literal years of my life into the stories that I shared in this video. So if you're having any kind of addiction problem, head on right over there. Very long story, cut very short. I ended up drinking way too much that night. And as a result, I very, very closely almost risked the lives of not only myself, but the people that I loved most in this entire world. It was absolutely it was trauma for me. It was the worst night of my life. And it is a night that has changed the course of my entire life forever. It was such a horrifying experience for me that ever since that night, I have not touched a single drop of alcohol ever again. Not one. That night never ceases to surprise me or make me consider the gravity that that event had on changing the way I behaved, the man I wanted to become, and just overall the course of my life. It's as though from that very night onwards, I suddenly found endless motivation, literally motivation on tap, to never touch another drink again. And the very best part is that it didn't take me years of training willpower, of building discipline, of figuring things out, right? It didn't take long at all. It was literally that night, and ever since, I've had all the motivation in the world, at least not to drink alcohol. And recently, I've been sitting with that event, thinking to myself, if only I could have that event with everything else in my life. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to relive that by any means, but if only I could somehow take the lesson from that night and use it for every other one of my bad habits. Because even though, yes, quitting drinking was a massive one for me, I still suffer with a lot of bad habits or addictions, shall we say. Addictions to junk food, right? To being lazy, to procrastination, right? Whatever lesson I learned that night, it works and phenomenally well. And I've been trying so desperately hard to figure out what lesson it was that I took away from that fateful night, so that I can apply it to every other bad habit that I am trying so hard to destroy. And I just realized my mic has been facing the wrong way. So if my audio sounded shit, I apologize. And after a lot of thought and contemplation, I finally found the answer, and I finally found the common denominator that I use and you can use on every aspect of your life. And it's going to make the most ridiculous change to your levels of motivation from this video onwards. I can promise you that. And that's exactly what I'm about to teach you today. The skill of having endless motivation literally on tap, so that you can finally start sticking to the bloody goals that you have so hard and so long tried to set for yourself. So that you can finally start sticking to the goals and the promises that you set for yourself, so that you can ultimately achieve everything you want to achieve in this lifetime. You ready for this? Drum roll. The reason you are battling so much with your own motivation is literally because of what I just said. Because if that previous sentence excited you just a little bit, that idea of achieving all of your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, if that excited you, that is exactly the problem. And that is exactly why you struggle with motivation. Because the truth is, you probably started to think, wow, if only I had all this endless motivation so that I could achieve my goals. Imagine how cool it would be for me to have a six-pack. How great would my business become with this knowledge? I hope you're starting to see a trend with the emphasis on words here. Me, myself, and I are words that will not only end your career right from the start, but they will sap your motivation faster than you can blink. And I'll tell you why. The problem, my dearest friend, is that you are selfish. You're selfish. It is simply because you most likely only ever think about your own gain, your own success, what you will experience as a result of your hard work and efforts, and not how your actions might benefit or might destroy the lives of those around you, the lives of the people that you care about the most in this entire world. And before you start feeling shitty about what I've just said, right, don't feel too bad just yet, because in a big way, this actually isn't really your fault, because the society we live in has always repeated the same old cliche and overused mantra. That is, do it for you, king. Don't worry about anybody else. Don't let anybody else get in your way. Focus on yourself. Just worry about you and everything else will be fine. Go Sigma mode, right? You've heard these cringy ass YouTubers, the Sigma male grind sets, right? Do it alone. Go at it alone. Absolute and utter bullshit. Because here's the thing, king, you have focused on your damn self for how long now? Months? Maybe even years if you've been a lonely Sigma male grind setter. And how far has that gotten you, king? My point exactly. You haven't stopped for a minute to realize the possibility that maybe everything you do in your life is actually for other people, and that it actually should be for other people, as weird and people-pleasing as that may sound. Everything you do, from studying to going to gym to putting in the hard work, it's all for others, and it's always been for other people. You don't believe me? I don't blame you, but I'm going to prove you wrong. Because I want you right now to just sit with me for a second, close your eyes if you must, and do a little visualization with me. I want you to imagine that everybody on the planet, that includes your friends, your family, your acquaintances, your teachers, your mentors, whatever, everybody and their mother dropped dead. Everybody within just a Thanos click was gone, dead, ceased to exist, except for you. And suddenly there was no friends to see, no family to love, no woman to chase, just you, broski. Just you. Tell me, bro, honestly, how motivated are you right now to go to the gym today? How motivated would you be to get up and work 6 hours on a business that you're passionate about? Maybe 2 hours? Maybe 1? No? You're not motivated all of a sudden? Why? What happened? If I'm being totally honest, right, from my own visualization, if I had to decide what I would do, I'd either just totally give up on life, or I would just sit around scratching my nuts all day long. I'd watch TV, if there was TV to watch, because clearly everybody's gone. I would eat a bunch of food. I'd do nothing. I'd be a waste man. Because what's the point of anything when it's just you alone? And I'm pretty sure that you watching this video would have the same response, because it would be a sad existence. Of course it would be. It's never just about you. Stop being so damn selfish. I mean, honestly, what better reason to keep on fighting and keep on living than to help, love, care, provide, and support for the people that mean the most to you? What better reason is there to fight for your life and to fight for a good life? if not for the people you love? And it's just mind-boggling how the popular and so cliche quotes of just do things for yourself, right? Don't focus on the crowd, just focus on your own growth. It's so weird to think that this is such accepted advice, but it's so blatantly obvious to see that without each other, we are nothing. Without love and friendship and support and connection and intimacy in your life, you have nothing. So here's the simple, straightforward, but difficult answer, right? That you might need to hear today, that I've needed to hear for so damn long. You need to somehow bring acts of service into your life today. Because for me, it was only after having that absolutely traumatizing experience where I almost let my bad habits end the lives of people that I would have died for myself, right? People that I could not imagine living without. It was only when I saw the effect it had on others that I just found every ounce of motivation to stop my bullshit. It was only then that I finally wake up and see the roses. Smell the roses. Wow. It's only then that I smell the roses and realize it was them. It was the people that I love that made me want to change. Because as sad as this sounds, before this traumatizing event, I literally had no trouble drinking and poisoning myself, feeling like shit, right? I didn't care about the fact that I might have been in danger because I didn't care that much about myself. And the sad reality is that so many people around the world, I would argue the majority, don't actually truly love and respect themselves. It's sad, but it's true. And you are most likely among that group of us that don't treat yourselves the way you should treat yourself. And again, you don't believe me? I got an example for you because I always have a damn example. I'm full of nonsense. But think about a bad habit that you have currently, whether that's smoking, eating junk food, whatever it is, right? Think about that bad habit and ask yourself, would I let my own child do this habit in front of me consistently? Would I let my child smoke? Would I let my child sit around doing nothing all day? I mean, some of you parents do, and if that's you, shocking parenting, but chances are you probably wouldn't allow that, right? But why? It's because you care about your child. You love them. You want the best for them. So why don't you do the same for yourself? And the answer, you know it. It's just sad to admit. You don't love yourself and you don't care for yourself the way you should. I was willing to let my own potential, my own future, my own health totally slide down the gutter until I saw the effect that it had on the people around me. And that was enough. And here's the beauty of this message, right? It doesn't have to be born out of a negativity bias or born out of a traumatizing event like I had, right? This can literally be both negative and positive at work. Because when I stopped drinking, at least at first, right, it was simply not to break the hearts of the people around me. That was simply enough. But the truth is, once I actually started to get sober and I started to see the impact that my story was having on people around me, people that watch my videos, right? And how my little story was helping other people make better decisions, help them start to love themselves, help them to start seeing the error of their ways. That's when motivation just absolutely took me out like a tidal wave. It was the most beautiful experience to see my pain help other people potentially not go through the same pain that I did. And that meant the world to me, and it still does to this day. And that's why I'm sitting here for you assholes recording these videos. This means the world to me to be able to share with you the little knowledge and experience that I have, so that maybe I can make your lives a little less painful. And you know what, bro? That even sounds soppy and sweet and purposeful and stuff. Bro, forget about that, right? As nice as that just sounded, right? Your motivation doesn't even have to be pure of heart. I know this is getting into dark territory now, but it's true, right? You don't even have to have this pure of heart, people-pleasing nature about yourself that you're going to sacrifice yourself for the world. This can totally be shallow and narcissistic, right? Again, dark knowledge, but hear me out, because it just shows you the truth of this message. Because if you're a young man, or any man for that matter of fact, and you believe that you are not going to the gym to attract beautiful 10 out of 10 women, if you think that's the case for you, you are either not working out as well or as hard as you should be. You're not being smart about the process, or you're just lying through your teeth. Because pretty much everybody who starts going to the gym, 99% of us go because we want to be attractive to the opposite sex. It's just the truth of the matter. And you might be sitting there thinking I'm an asshole right now, thinking, oh bro, like I do it for myself. I'm trying to be a better man, all this stuff. Bro, like don't even get angry at me, right? Get angry at society because it's their fault, yet again, for making you believe in this stupid mantra of do it for yourself, king. Be your own man, right? It's this mantra that ruins everything. And it gets ruined because you've let everyone else and these cringy videos online tell you that you shouldn't get your motivation from other people, that you shouldn't be inspired by beautiful women, wanting to befriend high status men, wanting to impress others. You've been told not to do that. But my question is, why the hell not? Why not wake up every morning and think to yourself, I'm going to work hard today so that I can support my family, put food on the table, be an inspiration to those I meet, attract a 10 out of 10 fine piece of ass woman that I can have lots of babies with, and so that I can be the man for others, so that others can rely on me to be the strong man when they need help, when they need support, so that I can be a beacon of hope to those that need me the most. Those reasons are literally what sent our grandfathers into war and into conflicts. You think it was because they had a passion for genocide? I mean, listen, unless your grandfather was Hitler. If that's the case, sorry, bro, but chances are your grandfather's not Hitler. So it's not because they loved warfare or they loved the screams of terrorized villages, bro. Like, it's bullshit. They did it because they had a family to protect, a nation to serve, a name to uphold, and a legacy to leave behind. I'm getting passionate right now, but it's true. They had something worth fighting for and something worth dying for. Do you have something worth dying for, my friend? No wonder you have no motivation. And no wonder I had no motivation for so damn long. But the truth is, and we'll get to this now, you do have something worth dying for. You just need to remind yourself about it. So, the secret to endless motivation is literally to sit down and take each one of your goals and simply attach that goal and the purpose of that goal to benefiting the life of somebody else, specifically and more powerfully, the life of somebody that you actually give a shit about. Tie these goals directly and specifically to the types of people that you either want to help in your life or that you want to attract into your life. I'm here to tell you right now, bro, go to gym to attract that gorgeous, beautiful hun. Go to gym for the girls, bro. Don't let anybody tell you not to. Go get that body so that you can attract beautiful women. Go for it. Work on that business for hours on end in order to support your family of current nature and your family in the future. Do it for your family. Meditate so that you can be a peaceful and calm presence in the tumultuous lives of all those around you. Do it for them. And here's the funny thing, right? Once you start doing this consistently, once you start building an identity out of service for the world and service for the people you love, you may even find that you actually inherently enjoy doing these activities. Who would have thought gym would have been fun just for me? Who would have thought working on my business felt like a good use of my time, right? You might actually start enjoying these things in their own way. And then you've really won. Then there's no stopping you now. I mean, we've all heard of the guy who started going to the gym because he got his heart absolutely destroyed and wrecked by the so-called love of his life, right? I've been there. You've probably been there. We've seen this guy around. He simply went to the gym with fury and vengeance at getting back at his ex. After a while, this guy probably started to love going to the gym and he fell in love with the process itself. And once he got over that ex, he just kept going because he felt good in himself. He felt alive. He felt strong and healthy. And that was beautiful. But the point that you are missing and that everybody else is missing is that this guy probably would have never stepped foot in that gym if it hadn't been for the ex that fucked up his life. Probably wouldn't have happened. And he probably wouldn't have had the discipline and the motivation to go to the gym. Use that fuel when you have it. If you're going through a breakup right now, you've got endless motivation. Bloody use it, bro. If you're not, you're wasting your time. Yes, there is a place for purpose. There is a place for enlightened seeking and striving. But here's the thing, my friend. No offense, you are not the Dalai Lama. Maybe trying to achieve your purpose has no significance for you right now. So maybe instead of being the Dalai Lama, being Buddha, being God himself, just be a human being with human desires, human wants, human needs, and human instincts. Start with those first. Start with the baseline desires for what you want and then climb the ladder of self-actualization and eventually ascend to your grand purpose that is enough to keep you fed on the loneliest and hungriest of days. You'll get there, but start with what you have. But now you might be sitting there thinking, well, Niall, my life is really good right now, right? And nobody needs my help. Maybe, I'm a teenager, maybe I'm a kid with no responsibility. Heck, maybe I just don't have responsibility because my life's been good to me. And for a long time, I battled with the same concern. Like, what if I am not the man of my house? And maybe what if there isn't anybody for me to directly influence in my life? It's a real concern. The secret to this problem is to realize that life, it changes fast, right? It changes hella fast and things can go wrong very, very quickly. And they often do. And I know this sounds morbid as fuck and this might upset you right now, but the harsh truth that you probably need to hear today is that soon enough, your parents will be old and they won't be able to care for you anymore. And they won't probably be able to care for themselves. They will actually need you to help them survive, to help them thrive, to keep them alive. That all rhymed and I didn't plan that. I'm a genius. Please subscribe, like the video, share with a friend. Yo, that was amazing. Damn. And let's forget about our parents, right? Because who cares about parents? Forget about them, right? But ask yourself this question. Do you want to be alone forever? You know, when you grow up and you're out in the world, do you want to be totally alone for the rest of your life? Or, I don't know, do you want to meet a beautiful girlfriend? Maybe turn her into your wife who gives you beautiful kids that you love and care about and would die for? Is that something you want? Or nah, not really. If this is the case for you, if this is what you want, and I'm pretty sure 99% of you do want this, wouldn't you want to support that wife and those kids of yours? And not even just support them, but give them the best life possible. So the truth is, even if you may not want to admit it right now, you can start wherever you are right now, today. And you can look into your future and determine what kind of life do you want to live? And what kind of people do you want to be a beacon of hope for? What people do you want to support and love and raise? Which people are going to need your help one day? And most importantly, you need to decide what kind of man you want to be. The kind of man that just floats through life and gets a handout and just, never makes an impact and just gets by. Do you want to be the man of your family, the man of your household, the man of your legacy and your bloodline? The man who gets shit done and does it despite the way he feels so that everyone else around him can thrive, can smile and be happy simply because of your existence and your pursuit of nothing less than excellence in every endeavor. Because the truth is, the decisions you make today will lead to the consequences you inevitably experience tomorrow. If you mess around today, your future family will suffer. It's inevitable. So if you are really serious about changing your life and finding ways to be endlessly motivated, and you really want to get your shit together, listen up. Stop being so selfish and focus all your efforts on serving, loving, and helping the people that you care about the most. And then take it one step further and start serving the people you don't even know. Invoke your masculine desire and instinct to provide, to preserve, and to protect what is yours. And you will never struggle with motivation ever again. And once you have that down and you are ready to put a solid plan of attack into effect, I've got good news for you. I want you to click on this video right now and watch the ultimate self-improvement plan that I have specifically created and that I myself use in my own life that will allow you to change absolutely everything. I'll see you there.